Alrighty. Cool. So today we're gonna work on a spinner component, and by spinner I mean that loading circular spinny thing. Okay then. Sweet. So let's see. We've got this. I have like a placeholder for this, and we want like a tiny spinner, and we probably would do it with a bunch of before and after CSS. Okay, let's first try to make it work, and then we'll see where to go from there. So let's see, CSS spinner. Yeah, I don't know how to write that thing, so I'm just gonna copy it. Yeah, this is the one I want. 1 second, my screen is flickering. Okay, that should be better. Okay, that's a bunch of code, and all of this is gonna go into the CSS. Okay, first let's try to just like create a inject this with a class. So I have emotion already here. I can use that with a styled object, I guess, or I can also do this. So let's try the CSS prop first. Import CSS from emotion, and then it should give us a class name, I suppose, when you call it like this. This becomes ampersand. Oops. This becomes ampersand after. This is just the loader styles. Actually, let me take the after and put it actually after. I don't know, maybe it's like this. But actually, let me just copy this, duplicate it for now. Okay. And then I don't really know how emotion does the keyframe animation stuff. So let's see. Let me search for keyframes. Okay, so they've got a helper for keyframes, which comes from motion core. Okay, so we're gonna import both CSS and keyframes from here. Okay, cons. Spin is an animation which goes something like. Wait, why do you have 3? Okay, we don't need this. Okay, and I'm gonna remove the WebKit thing as well. We don't need that anymore. I think that's the syntax. Okay, and when you want to use it, you can use it inside CSS with spin. So animation is going to be the spin animation. Okay, so this will give us a class name which has all of the properties, and then maybe we can just attach it here. I don't think this is correct, but let's see. Okay, I don't even see anything. Cool, let's try to figure out. Whoops, wrong button. Object. Okay, that's not what we want. Okay, so use the CSS prop. You gotta do it not with class name, but with CSS. Okay, and then there's not actually class name, there's styles. Okay, something like this then. And I don't know if span is the right thing here. I'm gonna put a div just in case. Okay. Okay, something clearly happened because there's a lot of space now. And something's here. I don't see it, so I want to change the color now. Let's change it here. Okay, so this is something. Whoops, 1 second. Okay. My monitor just freaked out. There you go, back now. Okay. This is the wrapper, this is the actual thing, I guess. And okay. So this one is our let's just make it some other color so that we can start seeing it. There we go. So now we have something, but it doesn't spin. We have the animation here, which is empty. Okay. I think we have to push it up maybe. That's possibly a thing. The other thing could be our keyframe definition is incorrect. Okay, that's the first thing. Cool. So now we have like a spinner. You can't really see the gray parts of it, right? So let's play with the colors now. I also want to fix the size. So this should not have any margin. I don't know why why it needs a font size. I don't think so. Go away. Text indent. There is no text inside. That's probably a mistake, but we'll find out. Width is okay. Let's pull up our tokens and see if we can use something from there. So tokens index, we have a bunch of sizes that we use for button and stuff. This should probably be smaller, right? So for the button we actually use this size, so maybe we're going to use sizes 0. We don't really have this is not how we were writing code, so this is not hooked up yet, but maybe we can do something. Also, I'm going to use like the override, so I'm going to first make all these borders and then override one. Then let's see. I don't know why we have translate Z. This is fine. Okay, we don't need the after either. I'm gonna make this 1 second. This right. And then this should not be 1 EM. This should be like smaller. I don't know what the number is gonna be. I'm gonna go with 2 pixels. Okay, that's nice. I'm gonna make it probably 5. It's too thin. Okay, the number is somewhere there. Let's just stick to this for now. And then this thing is gonna be, I actually just want a gray, so let's go to our colors and pick like a really subtle gray, maybe like one of these. And again, like this is not how you should do it. You should hook the colors up, which we will in a second. Okay, and then I want the button primary color to be the same as the loader. Actually, maybe not, but let's go for it now. So we have button style somewhere, color styles, okay. Great, so we have this now. This looks fine. Now I'm thinking about how do we get at this here. Position relative. Again, I don't think something we need. Okay, let's try it out with our existing setup. So we're going to import element from Reactron utils, and it's going to live here. So element as a div with this we're going to make these changes gradually so that we see things are still working. This still works, and I want to move all of this into the styles for this. So import, I want to say spinner as styles from token/components, and then we go to token/components. We need to create one here, so import spinner, and then let's add a spinner here, spinner.js, export default, an object which should basically have all of this. This is the tricky one. We don't know where this is gonna come from. So we'll deal with this later, but the rest of it we should take care of. So no semicolons, commas. This should be a string. This is border left, border radius. Okay. Spinner as styles. So we can get rid of this thingy and just pass it like this. Okay. Okay, that works until now. And then this animation, maybe we should pass it as an extra style here. Animation. Make an object out of it, maybe. And divide these two lines. Right, so back here we can get rid of this entire block. Okay, this keyframe, and then instead of using the CSS prop from emotion, we should use the CSS from styled system /CSS, and this will let us change these to our actual values that we want. So I'm gonna do this first, and then I'm gonna do border color is going to be what this is. It's grays. Let's see, grays dot 1 maybe. I'm not really sure what this is. Oops, that made it black. I should import colors. Import colors from the thingy colors, and then this can be colors.grays.1. Nope, cannot read one of the undefined. Okay, so how do we import colors? This correct? Oh, it's grays with a A. Damn it. Okay, and then we want border left color should be greens of 6. I'm pretty sure this is not gonna work. Okay, it did. Cool. And then we got the border radius, and then we got this, which is the width and the size of it. So again, this is not something we want to hardcode. So we're gonna make sizes.spinner, which is going to be sizes.0, like it's the smallest one. So then here we can go sizes. Actually, we don't probably even need sizes. We can just say spinner. And I'm not sure. I think this will work, but we can find out. Nope, it didn't. So we should import it. Import color and sizes from tokens. And then we're going to do sizes.spinner. Okay. This should work. Nope, it didn't. Tokens are indexed. Do we not export colors? We do. Oh, but we don't export it like this. Okay. So it needs to be tokens, and then we can split this. Const is, there we go. That's gotta work. Yep. Now we're back. Cool. So our styles are in the theme. Over here, the only thing we have is this, and the animation speed and all of that. So which is, I don't know if we need to make this more dynamic. We can, but does it make a difference? I'm not sure. Okay, so let's kind of make it more dynamic and say animation is a property here where we can. So what I'm thinking is we can move this to the spinner, right, with the keyframe, and then it's gonna work, right? So we move, it's like we create a keyframe over here, and then this whole thing just moves there. Right. Which I don't feel too bad about because it's nicer. I mean, it's in one place. And then this component doesn't really do much, right? In fact, what happens if I don't pass styles at all? I mean, I don't use it with the CSS proc. Okay, it breaks. So we need it. We're gonna keep this. Okay. Okay, I'm looking at the comments and I have a question here which says, what's your advice on having variants of a certain component? Like button, flat button, time button, how do you structure the code and styles? So I actually did this in one of the previous live streams. It's titled with the button. So if you go to, like, we already built all of those, and the way we're doing it is we actually have a thing called variants, and then we bake those in: defaults, primary, secondary, destructive, and in the component we actually have the variant style. So you can go back, watch that, or you can check out the code on GitHub. Oh hey, Faisal's on the live stream. Hey, what's up? Alright, so now that we have our spinner spinning, we can take this to the button component. Right, I want to actually put something here. So let's go to button docs first. So button.mdx. I'm gonna add loading state, and then this should. Now this is gonna be interesting because we got sizes, so the size can be different, and we got different colors, which is gonna break in some cases, I'm sure. So let's see. Let's dump all of our buttons. I'm going to create a new example for this, which is button dot loading state, and then let's go to button / examples, import our spinner from Reactron, and then create a new example. I'm going to call this loading state and export it. Okay, let's see if it works without the spinner. Reloading. Okay, loading state, and then we save loading state. Cool. And then I want to add the spinner here, so spinner. Okay. Great. We don't really see it yet. I kind of know what needs to be done. I need to restart my docs. Cool. I'm also going to dump all the sizes here because I know that's going to be a problem as well. So let's put them here and then copy a spinner. Okay, there we go. Cool, now we got all of these. Great. And the first thing you'll see is that they kind of work pretty bad, right? So the spinner is up top and then there is this going on. So I think the first thing we want to do is make the button a little more customizable so that it can take something inside it, which means we kind of need to go to the buttons theme, I guess, token button, and I want to make this display flex. Oh, I already did that. So display flex so that it lets me align those things, and then I'm going to justify content center, I guess, and then align items in the center as well, right? Okay, there we go. Alright, so the way we actually want to introduce the spinner is I want to first it should just render props.children inside it, and if there is props.loading, then it should render a spinner, otherwise it should not render anything. So I'm gonna destructure loading from here, right? And then I guess my examples are not very nice. So button examples, I don't actually need to drop the spinner here, I just need to make this loading. So spinner, all of them are gone. And then I want button. Okay, let's see. Yeah, when I say loading is true. Cool. Do I have prop types? I do. So loading default state should be false, and let's say show loading state is gonna be loading, and it's a prop types of boolean. Cool, so we have this here. we've got the prop type and we don't have the spinner yet. Cool. So inside the component, it should be, if it's loading, then show a spinner. Otherwise, don't show the spinner, show null. I'm actually going to destructure this. Loading spinner is not defined. We did not even import it. Import spinner from Reactron. Cool. I'm wondering if this element should just be part of the base and not part of utils. Maybe. Okay, cool. So we have all the spinners here. They look terrible. And one of the things that we should definitely do is give it some margin. So I'm going to say margin right is 2. And this 2 means it's coming from the spacing unit. So it's this one, 8 pixels, which is maybe too much. Maybe not. It didn't apply, so what's the difference. Spinner should accept props and pass them through. Okay, there we go. Now we have this margin, and now you see where the problem comes from. Like, in some cases it looks fine, like this looks good, this looks questionable but fine. The size, actually, I thought it will be a bigger factor, because like over here, this is perfect size. This is a little too small for the button, but it kind of looks fine. This is where it looks slightly silly, that like the button is so tiny but the spinner is big. It should be smaller. So that's one thing to fix. The other is that some of these just look weird. Like this looks fine. This, I didn't plan on this, but it actually looks okay. Maybe you want to flip the colors here. This looks the best. This looks stupid because there's like a red on, like that looks funny. This actually looks kind of okay, but not really, because the button is blue, like the color is blue, but the spinner is not. So that's silly. I wonder if we can benefit from the colors here, because the button already has a color, and if we inherit that color for the border instead of setting our own color, maybe that will help. So if we go to the theme part of the code base and this spinner, right now we're doing something like this. What if we just say inherit this from the parent? Maybe we should use inherit. Maybe we're supposed to use current color, right? Like one of those variables. Okay, so there we go. This, I think, I don't know what it did. What is wrong with this? Oh, it's just my rendering. Okay, so it inherited something. I don't really know what it inherited. Let's find out. Okay, border color left is inherit, but what does it mean? Oh, it is something. Okay, so this is inheriting from the background. Interesting. Oh, so it doesn't really pick up from the text, it picks from the background. Interesting. There's also current color CSS prop. I don't know what it does really, but we can try it out. Current color, border, current color, box shadow. Yeah, it's supposed to pick up the color and not the background, right? So yeah, okay, so here what it did was it picked the text color, which is here it's black, here it's green, here it's white, so it's just white. Okay, and then I guess we can make this inherit. Right, so now the background and that works. Oh, it breaks here because the inherited color is also green and the current color is also green, so that's not gonna work. But everywhere else it kind of works. Kind of, not really though. Okay, and what happens if like it's not inside a button? What does it even inherit? Okay, it becomes black and white. Okay, interesting. Which is not what we want. Okay, so maybe instead of doing it like this, we should keep the defaults here, and then inside the button we should try to pass this. So for example, if we're looking at this button, the destructive button, or actually let's do the easy one first. Let's do this one, where we know that the green part should get replaced by the blue bit. Wait 1 second. My screen is reacting badly. It's gone. Okay, now it's back. Cool, so we want to change this color here. So I should be able to give some like border left color and something here based on the styles or the variants. I want to say we can probably code that here in the variants. Like there is a something like I'm going to do styles of appearance of spinner, and that's the styles that should go here. So yeah, something along these lines. So which means I can do spinner and give it some color. Of course everything breaks. Okay, let's just first add spinner to every variant so that stops breaking. There we go. This looks kind of too fragile. I want to make spinner styles should be styled or appearance of spinner or an empty object, and then I'm gonna do this. Actually this is gonna be null, so it will go here. Yeah, this looks better. Whoop. Okay. Examples of spinner. Yeah, we don't need this. It still says cannot read styles. Oh, because it's not styles, it's style.variants of appearance. Okay, this is probably the right one. Okay, there we go. We're back. Cool. And now it becomes our choice if we want to give one. So for example, for the default one, I am okay with not having any, so I'm going to remove this. Primary also looks pretty cool. Secondary also looks fine. Destructive is the one that looks stupid, so we want to change this color. And link is another one that looks stupid. So link, we're going to make it border left color is the same as the color that it already has. Colors.link actually. This is the one I want. Let me scale this down. Nope, that didn't work. Let's see. We pass spinner styles. Does it get overridden or does it never reach there? Border left color is... yeah, I don't think it got overridden. Border left color. Okay, I want to know what comes here. Console log, spinner styles. There's going to be a lot of empty and one of them with something. Empty, there we go. So there is stuff here. This looks correct. Okay. I also want to know what the appearance is. Okay, so for link we do get color here. Just to make sure this is the right color, I'm going to Google this. Yeah, there's some shade of blue. So this is what we were giving. So it does go through to the spinner, but I think the spinner ignores it. So let's go to the spinner now. Spinner, what are the props? What are the props? We probably have to merge these two, which is the challenge. Yeah, so this is the one which gets ignored because it needs to be a part of this. So the correct thing to do would be something like this. Then we don't really need this. Okay. Rebuild. Does it work now? It doesn't actually work now. So I'm just gonna console log this block. Okay, so there's a bunch of them now. Okay, I don't know which one is gonna have it, so I'm gonna console log appearance here so that we at least have better logs. There we go. So we have secondary destructive. This is the link. It gets border left color is that, while everyone else has a different color, right? So this is the right color. Okay. Right, let me just verify if this is the color link, tokens of colors, and then yeah, this is part of the blue family, so this is correct. Oh, it worked. Okay, so the trick there is to merge these two and not keep it outside. Just to confirm if I'm on the right track. So this is something that we've kind of built early on, that we were not using the CSS prop and we were kind of just passing it through, and now it seems like there are more and more use cases which require us to use the CSS prop from style system and start merging these styles. Okay. So I need to find a way of kind of removing this from components and absorbing this in the element themselves. I don't know a good way yet, so keep your fingers crossed. We're gonna find one. But for now, we're gonna fix the next one. So this looks good. Wait, but the margin disappeared, didn't it? styles and props. Does this have a margin right? It has a margin right of 2 pixels, which is incorrect. It should have a margin right of 2 units, which is 8 pixels for us. Okay, we can actually merge this here. Oh, okay, we're kind of overriding this, I guess. I'm gonna say spinner style should be merge an empty object with whatever. Actually, why empty object should be margin this and yeah, if this exists, then merge it with this. Okay, it still doesn't have it, and this is where it becomes tricky, because we are using this CSS prop which merges the properties, but that seems like it misses the it does not take care of the units here, so something I need to figure out later. But let's finish this thing first. Button tokens for button, and then we're gonna add something for the destructive one here. I think the border left color should just be whatever the rest of it is, which is reds 5. Yeah, so now this becomes interesting because we're kind of flipping through the things. You'll see some of these, the lighter shades actually have a gray background and a like a foreground blue rotating thing. This is the same here, gray background, green rotating thing. But with the darker ones like this and this, we flip the colors. So the rotating thing now is, in this case, you can see it's white. I mean, you can see the white moving instead of here, right? So it's like the majority becomes the minority kind of thing. Like we flip the colors. We can probably take care of that. Like for example, if I just make this border color should be the red, and then border left color should just be colors are white. Right, this could be a way of doing it the other way around, where you have the smaller thing rotating. Right, so you can see the white is rotating here, not the other one, and that kind of looks slightly better, I would say. So I'm gonna do a transparent here, and even for this green, the primary, we're gonna do the same thing. The spinner for primary should have border color transparent and border left color as the actual color of the foreground. Sweet. Looking at the comments here. Hey, Sid number 2, what's up? Do you have a cold? You sound like you have a cold. Get some warm soup. I don't actually have a cold, but the weather keeps changing in Bangalore, like really fast. Like in the morning it's hot, but by night you're freezing. So my throat basically is in this permanent state of it doesn't know what's going on. This should have been color white. Okay, there we go. So we got our spinners, which look pretty nice to me, and the sizes are interesting. Like this probably should be a smaller size spinner. Do we have sizes here? size. Okay, so we do have the property of size for our button. I guess we can just pass that to our spinner and let the spinner also have sizes. Okay, let's go to spinner index. Actually, I'm gonna copy the button size prop and take that to spinner. Oh, spinner doesn't have props yet, so let's just copy paste. This should be spinner, and the only one it needs is size. Prop types is not defined. Import prop types from prop hyphen types. Okay. Great. And then when we go to tokens slash spinner, we have just one size, which is this, which we're gonna change now. It's actually too big for this, so it's kind of the dangerous part of it. Like, if you don't, luckily we've kept all of our sizes here. It's gonna take it from, it's not gonna take it from here, then it would take it similar to the button. How do we do button sizes? Size. Oh, there we go. Height is okay. I guess we can do the same where spinner height should be spinner dot size and the width should be spinner dot size. I don't think this is gonna work because now we're in like where everything else is here other than our spinner size. Yeah, size. We have two ways of doing the same thing, which means one, it's a bad API. Two, it's gonna bite us back. But you see, this looks better here, where you have got a smaller spinner for this thingy, a default for this, and a really large one. I think I'm gonna make the large one. It's a little too big. Where are these sizes? It's in token index. Okay, these are all the sizes we have. So, which means if this is 16, 12, 16, this should be 20 and not 24. So it's kind of okay not to have everything fall on this scale. I mean, it's ideal if it does, but sometimes you just have use cases where the sizes were built for the button and the input, but the thing that we have here is just slightly like larger than, like, it's all of these should still be smaller than the default sizes here. So sometimes you gotta go custom, or sometimes you can include more sizes here and then adjust everything. Cool. So this works. I'm gonna pause here, and I'm gonna stop here, and I'm gonna actually add these sizes in the next stream. I'm gonna add these sizes to my size scale, which, I mean, if you change the indexes, all of this should break. Luckily, we have all of this in one place, but it's still really difficult to change everything across all the components. So we're gonna add some visual looking tests with a service that I really like called Chromatic. And so I think that's what we should do in the next one. Have some tests that we can visually diff and see if we broke something or not. Cool. So I'm going to end the stream here. I'm going to commit all of this code so you can look at it, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.